Peace, 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 grace and peace, loved ones. What it do? You are now tapped into the most dangerous virtual lunchroom on the planet, the Lunch and Munch Meetup. We do this 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every single Tuesday, and this is what we do here. We help you build the best you possible, because here's what we believe: that you cannot build anything bigger than you build yourself. So, with that understanding, we give you practical tips. We bring on guests. We have great conversations that make you think about maybe something that you didn't consider before, and help you in something that you can apply right away to start the transformation that you need to make in order to build a firm foundation that you can then begin to stack your dreams, your goals, your aspirations on. And we are eliminating all excuses for you to do that. So this episode is going to be no different. If you have watched the first episode, you definitely want to do so, because we are in a new series called Are You Really Adding Value? Are you really adding value? Value is a buzzword that we hear all across social media. This is a guru buzzword, right? Add value, add value, add value. But what exactly does that mean? One, and once we get a working definition of what that is, I want us to start really thinking about, are we actually adding value? Are we talking about it just in lip service, or are we actually living that thing out? So this series is going to be challenging. I promise you, it's going to be challenging. It's going to expose some things about you that maybe either you've considered and just didn't do anything about. It's going to spark that. So if you are not trying to grow, if you're not trying to level up, if you're not trying to improve yourself, and you're not on that personal development tip, then don't even worry about wasting your time on this series, because this one right here is going to be super special. So just before I bring my guy on, it's important that every series that we start, that we have a working definition of what it is that we're going to be pursuing. So in this way, we have a nice framework for us to be able to work with. So I looked up the word value, and value says here, the regard that something is held to deserve, the importance, worth, or usefulness of something. Okay? And some of the synonyms we have are similar words: usefulness. We have desirability, we have benefit, we have service, we have assistance. Right? So all of these things are super important as we're talking, or as we're considering what it means to not what it means to add value. Okay, so now what we also want to make sure that we keep in consideration now is because what we're going to be talking about is how to add value, right? So let me give you a definition of what it means to add value. So adding value or added value is taking something that is already valuable, right? But watch this. It says an improvement or addition to something that makes it worth more. So when we're talking about adding value, we have to consider what are we doing to take something that's already of value and make it worth more. How are we sprinkling our sauce or our ingredients on something, on the recipe that somebody already has cooking potentially, and make that thing better and worth more? So that's what we're going to be exploring for this particular series. So with that being said, let me bring my guy on so we can get going, man. Bro, what it do?
Man, what's going on? What's the
Cool.
word, bro?
Hey man, we out here, bro. Another beautiful episode, another beautiful series. Like, bro, this right here, like, I'm
Yeah.
excited about this one, man, because even in the conversations that we've had offline, man, as far as just kind of putting this thing together, like the conversations that we having, bro, I'm already challenged. Like it's already stirring something up in me that I'm like, dag,
Yeah.
son, like I already got this feeling like dag, this one right here is going to be one of those things that we're gonna have to really digest, right? And really allow that thing to simmer in our spirits and ignite that transformation that I know is going to take place because it's already taking place in my life, man. And as I consider just so many different things. So, bro, but you brought this joint to me. He was like, yo, after we got out of this friend series, yo, we need to be talking about value. And I was like, ooh, okay. So, bro, what was the motivation behind you saying, yo, like we gotta discuss this thing. We gotta discuss this value, this idea of value.
Yeah. Bro, man, I think it's just being the market's being flooded right now, bro.
Mm,
Society and life is just being flooded with how do you add value? You know,
yeah.
how are you giving your consumers value? And man, we've made it to a thing where we just doing anything now to
Mm,
uh to give value,
word.
or to show ourselves valuable. And I think the scary thing about that is you put yourself in a whirlwind because you're doing anything to be valuable for, you know. And so I want to tell you guys that your value is not connected to likes, shares, comments, or save. I'm gonna say it again. Your value does not coexist with likes, shares, saves, and comments. Value is not determined on that. And I think as people, we deem ourselves worthy for likes, shares, comments, and saves. Like we wake up for it. And social media has become our lover. You know what I
Ooh.
mean? We lay down with social media. We
Ooh.
wake up social media. And we have developed an intimate relationship with something that's not even real. It's all technology. And so on one side, we're basing our life on a computer to determine our worth.
Whoa.
And for the other end, we tell people that you need this to make you valuable.
Mm.
Not saying what I have to offer you will bring you value. We're saying you need this to make you valuable. So let me give you this value.
Yeah.
And so, because we try to keep up, we end up just giving people just stuff. We piling on junk, things we've never experienced, you know, things we've never researched. And so we just dumping loads of stuff on people, places, and things, and on ourselves that we have no life experience about?
Oof.
Or do we care to learn? We're just like, man, what else can I do to say I'm giving value? And that's not right.
Mm.
You know, I know there's some out there you say, yeah, I've been guilty of that. And that's okay, because part of valuing yourself is saying, okay, let me accept, let me go ahead and be accepted to what I've done or said. You know what I mean? Now, how do I come back and redo it? Because you can always do it over, guys. But my point is this: is as a people, we've become married to this social media thing, and we feel like we just have to accept something that ain't really valuable. And so we're just taking stuff. It's just like junk food. You just piling junk food in. Everything, Twinkie, Juicy Juice, Kit Kats, Airheads. You just pile, and it's not adding any value to you as a person. So
100%.
just think about it, bro. If you go to bed watching a scary movie, if you keep doing that, it's gonna do something to your subconscious, for real, for real.
100%.
So as a person, just look at the scope of everything. If it's just an organization you're a part of, like we said, do some self-reflection and say, man, is this thing really truly adding something to my life? Don't even say value. Is it adding something to me mentally? Is it adding something to me emotionally? Is it adding something to me physically? Don't even put money. Don't even make money, because money comes and goes. But I'm
100%.
talking about something that's gonna be eternal. I'm talking
Mm.
about something that's go when you get up, you feel determined. I'm talking about that worthiness and that power.
Yeah.
Let's not even put anything tangible, something that you can physically, see, feel. Value doesn't even equate to a dollar amount.
Mm.
And I feel like as social people that's on social media with these organizations, these crews, these clubs, whatever you want to call it, I feel like y'all doing the people a disservice, and you giving them junk, saying it's value and it's not. And so, guys, I want to tell you, man, it's two sides to this thing, because I think we've all dibbled and dabbled as influencers. We've all dibbled and dabbled in some form of just putting stuff out there. But today is the day where we got to do a reality check and say, let me take an inventory and say, okay, is this really, when I put this out here, is it really going to change somebody's life? Is that the
Mm.
goal? Is that really the goal? Is that the thought process? Is this going to change somebody's life? Is this going to better them as a person? Now, on the receiving end, those um, that have adapted to these concepts and principles and join these communities, sit back and ask yourself, man, is this thing really feeding me? And you know if it's feeding you. You know if it's feeding you. Or is it something that has become redundant that you're just so used to listening to,
Mm.
watching? And so, guys, it's time to elevate to a whole nother level. And no shade to the people that, you know, might have just forgotten the purpose or the vision. But I am throwing some shade to those that's just throwing junk out there to folks, and you don't even care. You just finding stuff and put stuff together and just giving them stuff. That
Yeah.
ain't right. That ain't right. Cause that dollar, man, this earth is gonna pass away.
That's a fact.
This money, the cars, the houses, that stuff gonna pass away. But what's
Yes,
gonna
sir.
stand at the end is what you put out there that was uplifting. You know what I mean?
Mm.
What
Yes,
what
sir.
what empowered, that renewed. That's what's gonna last. And you have to ask yourself those questions. So, guys, don't marry, because it's really social media that we've married. You
Mm.
know, back before we had social media, bro. You
Mm.
grew up in that era, bro. Life was a lot more freer without it. You
You
know what I mean?
big facts, bro.
And,
Big facts.
and so now that it's here, we just gotta adjust, and that's fine. let's just adjust, but let's adjust in a way that's gonna be beneficial. Because I guarantee you, guys, you've spent some money that you look like you like, man, I shouldn't even spent that. I shouldn't even spent that for that course or that book. Why did I really do that? You know what I mean? Why did I really do that? And I think this is what I love about ET, bro. That man was just dumping videos week after week after week. In the early ET phases, I was there. Thank God it's Monday. Thank God he was dumping out, boom, boom. And man, God made a way where now, he gets paid a lot of money to do what he do because he did the real work. He did the real work. And that's what you got to ask. Am I doing the real work? One Purpose Mind, are you really doing the real work? Like when you turn that camera on and press record, are you just saying, man, let me just knock out these videos and get some more videos out? Or are you sitting back really saying, man, how can I impact and empower? What's next? Pop. And this content is this intentional content? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Is this
yeah.
intentional
Yep.
content? So, bro, that's, man, the longer the short, bro, we have to look at this value thing totally different because it's been watered down so much, bro. And we could really run into a dead end, bro, valuing our lives based on what we see on this phone, bro, or what we see on this TV. Because, bro, it ain't no more Cosby shows where it's showing
Mm-mm.
really like showing healthy stuff. You know what I mean?
No, sir.
It's not a lot of that stuff out there that's giving like healthy content or television or radio that's really providing something healthy. It's all about how can I give you value? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
How can
yeah.
I value? So yeah, bro. Yeah, man.
Bro, let me tell you something. Speaking of that, hold on a second. I just happened to go to social media right quick as we were talking about it, and I went to One Purpose Mimes feed, and there was a post here that says stop focusing on creating the next viral reel and focus on being real to the people that support you. You lose the flavor of authenticity by just throwing something up expecting to get engagement. Want to know if it's really adding value? Your comments will let you know. Signed 1 p.m. Bro, when I saw that, I said, "Ooh, that's going to step on a few toes." That's going to step on a few toes. But I had to read that, bro, because it's so in alignment with what it is that you're saying. As far as what has happened is this thing called value has been watered down, much like the word love has been watered down. Love meant something of rich significance at some point. But now I love that candy bar. I love my shoes. I love my bag. I love this piece of gum. You know what I'm saying? Like that has become so watered down and to the point where it has really lost its significance. And what you're saying, and what I love about what you're doing, bro, I feel like, yo, it's crazy because now this just hit me. Thank you, Holy Ghost. It's like, you're like, yo, you're retroing. Like all of the stuff that you bring into me, you retroing. Like these are like, this is like retro. These are like retro Jordans. It's like joints that came out a long time ago and you bringing it back. Friendship has been a conversation that has gone on for before, but has died down. And you like, bro, like let's bring friendship back. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about friendship, retro that bad boy, and let's bring it back. Let's bring it to a right now context and make it relevant because it's a conversation that still needs to be had because of the way that even relationships and friendships have been watered down. Like we have to redefine it and give it back and infuse it again with its significance. On the flip side of that, like now, what you talking about value has been so watered down that you feel that anything you give out is value. But what you're saying, bro, is like, no. It takes a level of maturity, right? It takes a level of maturity, and it takes a level of intentionality to give something that actually lands and transforms. To care enough about somebody, to care enough about the person that you're trying to affect, to think about them and to care about them enough to say, yo, like, what I'm going to give them, I'm not just giving it to them just so I could say I gave it, because that's selfish, right? But in actuality, I'm giving it to them because literally, I like, not even literally, like, I genuinely, that's the word, I genuinely want them to win. I genuinely want to see them change and transform. I genuinely want to see them get over that hurdle and get past that whatever, break that generational curse. Like, that's what I want to see them accomplish. And the value that I'm adding is again, they have value. So what I'm trying to do is give them something that is going to make them worth more. Not soothe my ego, but it's going to make them worth more. You feel what I'm saying? And so
Yeah.
I love that we're coming into this conversation and now putting the microscope on value and asking the question, are you really adding value? Is the stuff like to your point, bro, Cass, and I'm glad that you called him out, because Cass are just putting out this stuff and just pure D crap, right? And just slapping influencer on it, and because you're an influencer, you should buy it because I'm an influencer, right? But what I would challenge us to think about, and as we kind of wrap up the show, if you say that you add value, would you buy what you given? If it was on the other, would you buy it? Would you buy it? The advice that you given, would you buy it? Right? The level of commitment that you're giving to that relationship, would you buy that? And if you wouldn't buy it, if you wouldn't accept it, if it's not something that you know would level you up, then what the heck makes you think that is worth, or that is something that is worth giving to somebody else? And be in the sake of adding, underneath the context of adding value, they should just take it and be okay, because you know what I mean? So we gotta get out of, we have to come out of and reframe, like you saying, bro. We gotta take a step back and say, hold on a second. Is what I'm putting out really valuable? Like, and I'm not talking about from a value. I'm not talking about, we're content creators. You know what I'm saying? We're entrepreneurs. We're creative entrepreneurs and all of that. So, I mean, that aside, we're saying from a very practical standpoint, right? From your relationships, from your conversations, from the advice, from the communities that you find yourself involved with. If, like I mentioned last episode, the question that I heard this pastor ask, man, was, yo, Bishop T.D. Jakes. He said, if you leave and nothing changes, that's a problem. Or if you leave, what he said was, he said, if you leave and they don't miss you, that's a problem. You know what I'm saying? That means that you wasn't really bringing nothing to the table in the first place. So what I want us to ask ourselves is, like, yo, like, if that's in regard to a relationship, if you said bye tomorrow, would that person miss you? And if not, then maybe you are not making the impact that you think that you're making. Maybe you're not adding the value that you think that you're adding. Maybe you're not actually making that person better. You may actually be making them worse, right? So when we're talking about adding value, man, I'm telling you, y'all, this is a deep conversation. If you're not ready to grow, if you're not ready to as my bro said, if you're not willing to start looking in here and start looking in the mirror, this ain't the series for you. This ain't the series for you, bro.
Yeah.
Got any last words for the people?
Nah, y'all tap in next week, man. It's getting deep. It's gonna be some ouch moments for me too.
That's a fact. Yo, that's a fact. That's a fact. So listen to me. Listen, y'all. This is not a series that you gonna want to miss. Like, we're coming to the end of the year, right? We in the fourth quarter. We still got some time to really set ourselves up right, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, to transition into 2023 with, like the song says, a new attitude, right? And what we want to do at the Lunch and Munch is equip you, as we've been doing every year to this point, particularly in the fourth quarter, equipping you with what you need to transition. So our last series, we dealt with relationships. Now we're going to be talking about how you add value in those relationships, whether that's business, whether that's family, whether that's just community. We want you to become an asset. We want you to become an asset to every person or every situation that you find yourself in. We want you to be an asset. So if you're a liability right now, it's all right. Like the pastors say, if you can't say amen, say ouch. And this is all right. So we love you to absolute life. Tap in with us next Tuesday. We got more shows coming. We're going to be in this series for probably about 6 weeks. So 6 consecutive shows, maybe even 7, right? We got some things cooking. So I want you to tell a friend to tell a friend. Do us a huge favor. Like this particular video. Drop a comment. Let us know what takeaway that you have, or as many takeaways that you have, right? And don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell notification so you can be notified every time we go live. We do this every single Tuesday, 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We thank y'all so much because, like, for real, without y'all, there's absolutely positively no Lunch and Munch meetup. So on behalf of myself and on behalf of my guy, Dwayne, we just want to thank you so much for tapping in and being a part of our community. We love y'all to life, and there's nothing you can do about it. We're going to check you next week. Peace.